Welcome back and thank you for staying tuned to Business Today. Now, in tonight's show, we discuss the upcoming Standard Bank Biomass Fair 2024, which aims to promote the booming biomass sector in Namibia and the surrounding regions at large. Joining me in the studio is the Operations Manager, Namibia Biomass, that is Daniel Shagama, as well as Romeo Muyunda. He's the Chief Public Relations Officer at the Ministry of Environment, Tourism and Forestry. Thank you so much for joining me, gentlemen.
Thank you very much for having us.
Thank you very much. Good evening.
Thank you. Now, Daniel, let me start with you. Tell us about the Standard Bank Biomass Fair. Explain the theme for this year.
Well, first of all, good evening to Namibia. Good evening to the viewer. The Standard Bank Biomass Fair 2024 is actually put together by Namibia Biomass Industrial Group, as well as Charcoal Association, well known as KAYON. This is actually with the aim to promote the booming biomass sector in Namibia, and as well as in the region. The fair is going to take place from the 8th to the 10th of August in Otjiwarongo, and it actually comprises of the conference, as well as the networking dinner, which is taking place on the 8th. And followed by that is the Expo, which is going to take place from the 9th to the 10th of August. The conference is actually going to take place at the Otjiwarongo Regional Office Conference Hall from 8 to 5 in the afternoon. And after that, we then hosting a networking dinner at Crocodile Farm as well, again in Otjiwarongo. And then that followed by the Expo, which will take place at the Circle Bus Terrain, again still in Otjiwarongo, just 1.5 kilometers from the town itself. Mm-hmm. The Biomass Fair this year is actually hosted under the theme, Innovating for a Greener Future. And this is actually simply means that creating a smart and a better way to protect and improve the environment. You might be aware that Namibia is affected by a phenomenon called bush encroachment. And this phenomenon is actually cutting across all landscape, affecting the communal land, the commercial farms, as well as resettlement farms. And this is a serious problem because it's actually reducing the carrying capacity in the farms, meaning that the grazing is actually disappearing because of too much bush. Most of the farms are actually affected by this. And at the same time, we all know that Namibia is a dry country. And even this year, we did not receive good rain. So we depend on underground aquifer. So it's also reducing our water underground. So the phenomena is also reducing our biodiversity. We've got quite a lot of wildlife and species which doesn't like the bush encroachment. So therefore, us as a sector or as an industry, which is working or reducing or controlling this bush, we actually working toward enhancing the socio-economic development, and as well as in return promoting what we call circular economy, hence the theme, Innovating for a Greener Future.
Now, Romeo, talk to us about the ministry's role in this biomass fair.
Yeah, thank you very much. The ministry is actually a regulator in the forestry sector. And biomass coming from forest resources, we regulate, and it won't be a fair if there is no regulator in the fair. So our duty is basically to bring the regulation in terms of policy provisions, in terms of the law, in terms of all the regulations that govern the industry, so that it is sustainable. We know that the fair is going to bring together different role players. Of course, where there are role players, we should take that opportunity and advance and bring out the law as it is stipulated. So for us, it's really just to bring in the aspect of the law and the regulations and support the organizers and the partners of this fair.
Mm-hmm. Now, Romeo, talk to us. What are some of the challenges that you as a ministry are experiencing in the forestry sector?
Yeah, there are plenty of challenges. I think on top of that list is the unsustainable practices, especially by the role players or those that are into the business of biomass and charcoal harvesting. We have noticed that at some times the resources are harvested in excess numbers, that is harvesting more than required or the permit permits. Apart from that, we also know that people that are harvesting, they also harvest bigger trees, which are not supposed to be harvested. Our regulations stipulates 18 centimeters and less, and not anything that is bigger than 18 centimeters in terms of width. So this has been a challenge, and also coupled with that, we have challenges of veld fires. Fires have been burning uncontrollably in the country, and some of them are actually caused by these activities of charcoal production and the biomass value chain. We have developed regulations in terms of that, and the industry is actually adhering to that. We also have challenges of resources. We need to be everywhere and actually look into compliance. But unfortunately, due to resource considerations, we are not able to be where we need to be at all times, so that we look into sustainability and compliance into permit provisions. The last challenge is basically the fact that we did not have, over the years, we have not had communal people participating in this value chain and benefiting from the proceeds. And this year, we are going to present the new framework that we have developed at the fair for communal people to actually start to benefit, especially those in communal areas, and they have gazetted communal forests, and any other person that has a longer leasehold in communal areas are liable to benefit from this framework.
Right, well, thank you. Now, Daniel, talk to us about the significance of this fair, especially for the local and the regional biomass industry. And I think it's good that we know that the regulator is also part of this, sharing the policy aspects, the regulatory aspects.
Okay, the Standard Bank Biomass Fair, it's an annual event, and it actually provides opportunities for networking, meaning that it brings together farmers, policymakers like the Ministry of Environment Tourism. It brings together the industrial players, people who are actually involved in biomass harvesting and biomass processing. So that's why the networking is quite very important, and they can able to connect and create synergies among themselves. The Biomass Fair also create opportunity for knowledge sharing. When people are coming together, they get to learn about new technologies into the sector. Same applies to best practices when they're harvesting the biomass. The other thing which is quite very important is also market development. So allows to promote the product and services, companies and organizations, different organizations across the world, because it's not a local affair. There is quite a lot of exhibitors and participants are coming abroad and also coming from Europe and all over Africa. Same applies to the local people. So these are some of the significance comes with the Biomass Fair.
Mm-hmm. And what can one really expect from this year's fair?
There is quite a lot. Maybe first of all, I must say that it's going to be one of the extraordinary biomass fair. Number one is because it's actually situated in Otjiwarongo region. In the biomass industry, we actually call Otjiwarongo region as the center or the harbor of the biomass, because this is one of the regions which is highly affected by bush encroachment phenomena. Number two is that by looking at our exhibitors list, there is quite a lot of companies who are going to showcase new technologies. We've got companies like ABS, which is called African Biomass Company from South Africa, one of our gold sponsors. They're actually coming with big machines going to show wood chipping. These big machines have got really high throughputs of wood chips which are coming out. We have got companies like Carbon Capital. They are going to showcase issues of clean burning, meaning that they are going to use products of biofuel. This product is called the torrefied wood chips. It's actually locally made from a project called Steam Bio. If you come, you get to see all these things. There is also companies like Destiny Farming and Biogas Productions. They are also going to showcase issues of biogas, because we are now moving from fossil fuel to clean energy. And this biogas is actually made from our leftover at home. You know, when you got your own food, your rice, your potato, whatever, they put it in a certain container, it fermentates, and then generate this gas. And this gas is actually used for cooking. And they are going to showcase converting that, and people are going to see exactly that company using that biogas to produce a source of energy. We have got companies like Rudy Agritech. It's actually a company which is well known, producing a lot of machineries, especially in wood chippings. There's also in animal feeds. You know, Namibia this year would not get enough rain at all, and most of the farmers are struggling with feeding their animals. So this company, Agritech, they got really a very good innovative way of producing animal feeds. So I must really say that people from the 8th, or actually from the 6th, they must already pack their bags, and they must come to the event so that they can able to see things which can actually allow them to adapt to conditions of climate change.
Now, Romeo, talk to us about the role of the ministry, especially when it comes to implementing the governance framework and also management systems for sustainable bush control in the selected communal areas.
Yeah, thank you. I think as a ministry, we are excited by the possibilities of that framework that we are going to be implementing. And basically, the first things that should happen first is for us to make an assessment in those communal areas that are selected, to see how much resources are there, and also to determine how much offtake can be taken from there. But also we need to determine how the resources are going to be distributed among the community members. And I think that is a reason why deliberately we are choosing communities that have community forests and leaseholds for a long tenure, so that we can channel those resources to a common pool in the registered institution. Apart from that, our job is going to look into permitting, where we issue permits that for harvesting, but not only for harvesting, transportation as well, and marketing. So this is all within the ministry, so that we are able to create economic opportunities for our people in rural areas, the same opportunities that people in the private sector are enjoying, and actually uplift our people from absolute poverty, and also just diversify their income base so that they are able to support themselves, and also just appreciate what nature is able to do for them in terms of economic opportunities.
Now, Daniel, the fair is from the 8th until the 10th of August. How can businesses and individuals register to participate?
People can actually register as exhibitors, can register as participants in the conference. They can actually register via our website, www.biomassfair.com.na. Tickets are also available on web ticketing, and also all over the country through Pick and Pay stores. Actually online, the tickets are 80 Namibian dollars, and at the gate you pay 100 Namibian dollars. And there's also an option of a combo where you can able to buy a ticket which will cover for the 2 days of the expo. So on online it's actually 120 Namibian dollars, and at the gate you pay 150. For kids who are below 12 years, they are actually entering for free. Yes.
All right. Now, what are the benefits for exhibitors? We know there's conferences. There'll be a conference, the main conference. There'll be networking dinners. Talk to us more about the benefits.
Yeah, I mean, as a company running, as a person running a company, and you are part of these exhibitions, you actually get exposure. So you get visibility to really big audience who are coming to visit this biomass fair. We are anticipating that we'll get around 1,600 to 2,000 people. I mean, this is a benchmark which we made through all these years of hosting the biomass fair. The company also, your own company or organization get to have build the brand of the organization or of the company, meaning that you get people to know you and understand what you are doing and where you are. It is also providing networking. You know, networking is very much important. People get to learn what you do, what you yourself as well, you get to be exposed to knowledge sharing. You go around with other exhibitors, interact and create synergies and able to secure contracts and even business deals. Yes, which is quite very important for Namibia as a local country. And at the end of the day, if we are actually having our products, our biomass being sold out there, we can able to control what we call bush encroachment and restore our rangeland. Because currently now, most of the farms are not productive enough. So we are having farms which are just having a thicket of this blanket of bush, and even cattle, they are not penetrating. Even the small livestock, goats, sheep, they can't penetrate. So therefore now our beef production get to be affected, and that's not good for economy. So us restoring the rangeland, we actually then boost the GDP of the country.
Now, Romeo, as we conclude our discussions, perhaps just some final words, especially coming from the ministry's side.
Yeah, I think first and foremost, we are happy that the Namibian environment is really contributing significantly to the economy of the country, and also through that, employment and other associated benefits that we can see, especially in the biomass industry. And we also are happy that we continue to see adherence in terms of laws and policies. But also, most importantly, is sustainability that we keep on pushing. This is in accordance with the laws and policies of the ministry. As you know, that our mandate is a constitutional one that comes from Article 95 of the Namibian Constitution. And actually, in translation, it means that we need to protect our natural resources so that our people can benefit both in the present and in the future. So I want to urge, especially Namibians, to continue safeguarding our natural resources so that we are able to benefit ourselves socially and economically. Biomass is a good sector. We know that it contributes significantly to environmental sustainability. And we just want to wish the organizers and the partners a very good fair and encourage Namibians to come and support and also look for opportunities, either socially or economically at the fair.
Right. Daniel, some final remarks as we conclude?
Yeah, I really would like to pass on my sincere acknowledgement to the Standard Bank for always being there for us for the past 3 to 4 years. I can't remember very well, but they've been there for quite a while, and they've been always scooping up the diamond sponsorship. And this is a milestone that has been achieved. And we not only Standard Bank and other sponsors for gold, silver, we really appreciate that, and we actually asking for you guys or plead for you guys to stay with us as we move forward and try to uplift the biomass sector in the country and in the region.
All right, well, Daniel, Romeo, thank you so much for your time and your insights. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Well, there you have it. That is Daniel Shagama. He is the Operations Manager for Namibia Biomass Industry Group, as well as Romeo Muyunda. He's the Chief Public Relations Officer for the Ministry of Environment, Forestry and Tourism, talking to us about the Standard Bank Biomass Fair 2024 taking place next week, the 8th to the 10th of August. International speakers, regional, local exhibitors will also be at present, and registration is open. You can definitely register as indicated on the various platforms.